morning, Aurora. It's July 3rd, one day before Independence Day. Everyone who's ready to get those grill going, hamburgers, hot dogs, have a safe weekend. So today we have an episode of the State of the Market. We're going to be talking everything that is going on in the real estate world, especially here in Aurora. And with us, we have the great realtor, our great guest of honor, Luis Torres.
Yes.
From Path Realty.
Yes. Thank you so much, Aaron, for letting me come on here and just share with you what's the state of the market with the great people of Aurora. So happy to be here.
Yeah. So thank you for making a space for us. I
Absolutely.
know our schedule is crazy, especially more in the summer.
This is it, though. Real estate is crazy, and we're embracing that. We're made for it and built for this, right, Aaron?
Exactly. We're built for the tough and the waves.
Absolutely. Yes.
So what's something we can start, because I know there's a lot of noise out there, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of events, and putting all that to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the last 2-3 years, people have been like, well, I want to wait until things go down, interest rates, or
Yes.
I don't want to overbid. But now we add another factor where all the stuff is going out. People are afraid. People don't want to do this. Now it's going to crash.
Right.
So with that said, with that tone, tell us, what have you seen lately in the last 6 months, a week, a month,
Right.
here in Aurora?
Yeah, of course, and that's exactly where we are. I mean, Aurora is a local market, and I really purposely try not to concern myself about what's happening in other places in the real estate world, because I understand Aurora is our market. The vast majority of my own database is here in the area, and I think I would be neglectful to my clients who are depending and relying upon me and paying me money to work for them to, just get distracted with what's happening in Atlanta and Florida and everything else. So here in the real estate market in Aurora, what I've seen differently is not much, actually, just the same. I mean, I have records here in my database going back 2023, 2022, meticulous notes about what people have been saying about the market. They've already been saying, for example, back then, interest rates are going up. Back when the interest rates were like 4%, they were going up to 5%, and they were panicking at 5%. Now we're at 6.7, 6.8 right now, and people still have the same objections. So basically it comes down to this, and it boils down to this, are they going to make a move or not? If they're going to be timid, they're going to use whatever excuse to not make a move. And those that are bold enough to make offers and bold enough to buy houses in this market are going to find whatever reason to get that property. I think Aaron, that those who buy the houses today and are in the market today are the bold ones, and they're going to take action there.
Exactly, because I was just having a conversation with a fellow loan officer yesterday, and asked me, hey, how's the business?
Yeah.
Because we have worked on deals before, and I'm like, you know what? The people that are like doing out there is because they have to. Like, they're done paying the landlord. They're done being there for 10, 5, 6, 7 years.
They're tired
They
of it.
want to be the homeowner.
Exactly.
Those are the people that, yes, we're out looking.
Yes.
Now, we still have an inventory kind of issue where it's limited, but it's just a matter of time till they find something that we really like, and boom. If
Yes.
everything aligns, they're going to be homeowners.
Listen, I was going to say this, man, and this is why we have the laptop open here, because, we're about data and statistics. And, I am right now ringing the bells. I'm calling, folks. I'm not going to say how many, just to keep things humble. But I've been calling a lot of folks here in the city of Aurora, having real conversations with the community here. And I'm ringing the bells, saying that properties of $300,000 or less, we are historic lows. Like, we have not seen numbers this low ever. 25 houses. And every single day on my Instagram, I do a daily update, because that's just what we, as diligent realtors like yourself, Aaron, we're doing, is that we're staying on top of the market. And I've seen it fluctuate from 16 available to 25 available, maybe 28 available, and then the next day it goes back down to 16.
True.
So
true. It's a matter of a weekend.
So it's not a little thing, it's a big thing. Yes.
Yeah. Something you remind me of when the whole COVID hit. Let's just put it like in simpler terms, below 300, and let's stick to Aurora. There were over 100 houses available under 300.
Yes, you're right.
3,000K. And then COVID hit, and in a matter of a week, those drop
like flies. Like someone just sprayed some insecticide
right
and just
now,
dropped.
can I remember the exact amount, but I was like, whoa.
What's
this
happening?
Is more than a third.
Right.
But
what's happening? Yes.
But I don't say that so people get discouraged or don't want to be a homeowner. It's just certain events does play a factor.
Yes.
But being a homeowner and paying someone's mortgage, that doesn't change.
No.
You still have a place to live.
Yes.
So you either make the landlord rich or you invest something that is your own.
Right. I think it's all about mindset.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes us as realtors, like yourself, Aaron, and me, we have to play the role of being their encourager and their motivator. Maybe sometimes you have to get up on the pedestal up there and tell your client, listen, you're going to buy a home and you're going to do this, right? Kind of like stir them up because they can get deflated. And I think we're the professional inflators, you know what I mean, of getting them stirred up and getting them into the market. Listen, I mean, I myself, I bought a house. My wife, encouraged me because I used to be a renter as well. And my wife encouraged me to buy a house in 2021. A crazy market. Obviously, we remember how crazy that was. And within a few days of it being on Zillow, we ended up buying the house. That's actually the time where I got my real estate license too. But I thank her for doing that because after that point, we built up so much equity in the property. But again, if you're determined to buy a house and not give up, right? I think that if you persist, you'll buy a house and you'll get something. I'm telling you, offer after offer after, like last month, I was watching Rosie Torres show up here too. I was, I think, June 10th, and she was saying, how it breaks her heart. She puts out offer after offer after offer, and their buyers are not getting those accepted.
Exactly.
They have to stick around and long enough, and I promise you'll get something. You just gotta hang in there.
And that's where, as professional, we come along, and we gotta set the expectations. And sometimes they 100%. Can be a little bit cruel, but we're being honest.
Are you being cruel with yours?
No. But
what are you saying to your clients to kind of encourage them, Aaron? I want to know.
Same thing. Invest something that is yours, because I seen it with several clients since COVID hit. Back then, they're like, no, I don't like the overbidding. No, I don't like that fact, just the overbidding. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait. In their mind, I'm gonna wait until everything goes down. Okay, I don't like to be pushy, but I'm like, okay. 4 years comes by. Now the landlord wants to sell the place because they saw all the equity they have.
Yes, they have a right to.
And maybe those houses were 150, now they're close to 300K.
Man.
So the landlord's gonna sell.
Yes.
So now they come back. They call me. Hey, you remember it's me? And I was like, yes.
Yes.
I want to buy now. And I'm like, okay, well, let's take a look at everything what you have going on. I want to refer you to my preferred lender, and they're gonna take a look. Well, now because everything has gone up, blah, 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 now that income they have doesn't qualify them for something out in the market.
Right.
So what I tell them, invest something that is yours. Don't wait till later. Get everything organized. Get your ducks lined up.
Yes.
Because once you have that, then it's just your decision to actually do it.
Pull the trigger.
Exactly.
Yes.
And invest something that is yours, because I've seen all of the scenarios. The tenants, they start fixing the place where they're living, blah, blah, blah.
Make it their own almost.
They make it their own, and then the landlord's like, well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for all that. Bye.
Bye. And I'm like, no. So I'm like, it can be frustrating because how Rosie said, after offer after offer after offer, but just how you have your laptop right now, I have the laptop too when I sit with my clients, and I show them, look, this is our criteria we just put in.
Yes.
We click search, look what's popping up, and they're like, oh, yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm not just saying this so you can be like, okay, whatever. Now when I show them that transparency, then they're like, okay. So if something comes up and it looks decent, we gotta go right at it.
Right now.
Get
there. And then Aaron's on the phone with the realtor.
Monday.
Hold this house for me. Just get in there. Man, that's amazing. So,
but yeah.
It's interesting. This multiple bid war situation, Aaron, that's going on. I'm sure you also have to talk to your clients because they're disappointed time after time. I'm sure that happens to most realtors out here. How do you encourage them to just keep on going?
Just keep at it.
Just keep at it, right?
Just keep at it. because you already come so far. Maybe it took you a year to get everything together, your savings, your credit score.
Mm-hmm.
And,
so much.
And then it's just putting things into perspective. I'm like, okay, let's say you're gonna rent, you have everything right now to do this, but whatever pay you're renting, add that all over the year. How much you're giving to the landlord?
Yes.
Something unless you get all that money, you can probably put it in your own.
You could.
So it's just
for your own.
It's just be patient. Just be patient.
Man, so
patience right now is the key.
Patience is the key, and not patient to go out and see the property and just wait. No, go be active, but active and patient at the same time.
Yeah,
right? Those two things. So there was a realtor that, and I'm sure this happens here and there, but in our market, just about a month or two ago, she was able to be transparent enough, and I love it when realtors, like listing agents, they let the buyer agents know what happened during the bid war situation. So there was a property that I had two clients show up to. We wrote some offers and everything else. I felt we were competitive enough. Sometimes it's almost like shooting in the dark, isn't it, Aaron? Like you're like, I want to see, I wish I could see everything behind the scenes, but sometimes I can't. So we do the best we can. But they opened up the veil for us in the bid war situation. And I saw a revelation, and I put this on my Instagram too, of things that happened in the bid war that I felt was very useful information, such as this. Out of the 10 offers that came in, 9 of them were asking above or offering above asking price. 9 out of 10. So if you have a buyer that says, you know what, I don't want to offer above asking price in a bid war situation, show them that statistic. And then out of the 10, almost all of them except one, which was mine, that said no inspection. So we're still seeing a lot of folks, doing requests. And as far as buyer agency, they just ask for them the sellers to pay the buyer fee. So we still see a lot of that going on.
Yeah. Good thing you hit a few good points. One I want to go over with is the whole bidding war situation. 2 weeks ago, I was in one of them down over in West Chicago.
Okay.
And it was in the valley, in the range of, can't recall off the top of my head, the 500s. I wanted to say the 500s.
Look at you, yeah.
And my family was like, we like it, but we're not going to play into all that. Right. But they're like, but what do you think? And then you run the CMA, you do all that, right. You show them. And I'm like, this is what, I'll say is like safest to overbid.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. We're not doing that more. Cool. All right. Call the listing agent. Hey, it's the highest and best, blah, 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 blah. No, but, we are eventually gonna be asking for that. I'm like, okay, I got it. Don't worry.
Right.
The house only lasted maybe 3 days on the market, if I'm wrong.
3 days.
3 days.
Yeah.
Then we get the notification like on the 4th day, and the listing agent was like, no, thank you. We went with another one.
Of course.
We had can't remember the exact number, but it was over 5 offers.
Right.
All of them was way above the listing.
Yes.
And 2 of them, this is a crazy part. 2 of them, they waived the appraisal, and they were gonna cover anything.
Okay. Wow.
I was like, whoa.
They have a lot of wherewithal.
Whoa. But when I went back to my family, they're like, it's okay. We didn't like it that much anyways. So I was like, at least, because you're like,
why are you doing offer then?
But in my mind, I'm like, because you know how it is. It's a really emotional roller coaster when you're buying. That I'm like, okay, at least they're not screaming at me or discouraged. They're like, oh, really?
Man,
they were just kind of like, it's okay. We'll find something that we really, really like. And I worked with this family before, but they're really nice people.
Of course.
But yeah, still when you're transparent and you told them everything how it is, it still doesn't
register.
Take away the part of the emotional.
Right.
They still go at it, but as I try, like, all right, I'm being transparent because this is the reason how things are, not because we want to make it that way. So hopefully take that emotional part a little bit less, tone it down a bit.
Yes, right.
But it still happens here and there, and sometimes you just listen, sometimes you just encourage them,
You do, yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I stepped out of place," and I was like, "It's okay, it's all good, it's all
Yeah.
good. As long as we have respect, we don't escalate to, you know, causing that. I'm okay. When we escalate to that level, then I'm like, no."
Right, right. Yeah, no, man. And especially in a market that is like this with limited inventory, a lot of bid wars, I think the best thing to do, especially to show that you're a diligent realtor, is to, when you deliver the bad news, hey, they accepted another offer. I think you should immediately, two hands, right? It didn't get accepted, but there's this property here. Like, we just got to move on again and get them excited about the next property and applying what you learned here in this failed attempt to buy the house.
Yeah. So, it's a lot of good stuff. So in the last month, because especially in this area, summer hits.
Yes.
And then it just changes.
Okay.
So in the last month, what have you seen buyers and listing side?
I mean, in the last month, I've seen more listings hitting the market,
Okay.
at least in my side. Now, I personally, I have a different work ethic. I try to have a tunnel vision, almost like a horse, just blinders on and just focus on my business and building it up. But the way I do business, I call folks here all over the area because, again, like I said, I am working with buyers and sellers. I have listing agreements signed. I have buyer agency agreements signed. And some of those, the duties that are just nestled inside, like the AI likes to say, nestled among the words here in the contract, is that I'm going to diligently look for properties for you. So one of my tasks is to find that. So I call folks in the neighborhood one by one. I mean, Yasmin Perez, Yasmin Garcia as well at On Path Realty. They can see the work that we do. I'm over here on the phone with a headset on, like those movies you see, those folks, just making call after call, looking for inventory. And I've seen that the inventory has picked up. It's just a lot of folks are still hesitant to put on the market. But even off markets, I've seen those increase. So, as a diligent realtor, I have seen like those listings pick up in the last month, like you asked. But as well, I'm gathering properties that are off market that the vast majority of the public hasn't even been aware that it's even for sale. Mm-hmm. And so other realtors will say, hey, this is only that's in the market. Well, I do the same thing. Yes, of course, I know what's in the market, but at the same time, I work diligently every single day to add one more property to the list. Currently, right now, I'm working with a seller. We have a property in the contract, but he has to buy a property. And his criteria is very, very, very limited. He needs to buy a certain price, a certain type of house, and everything. And literally, Aaron, I looked at the market. There's only one house available, and he doesn't like it. So my job every single day when I show up at 8:30 in the morning to the office and I'll wait till 7 or whatever it is call, looking for that house. That's my job. Otherwise, why am I here?
That's our job.
You know what I mean? That's our job.
Good. That's good. That really speaks really good of you.
I don't got time for parties. We have to on phones.
That's good. Let me just a quick moment to say hi to the people who are tuning in. Jasmine Ortega, she's a great friend of the
show,
program.
Man.
The show. She's also a host.
Yeah.
Tracy Duran, good friend of the program too. Josue Paez, also another good friend. In the Neighbor Project. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So we're just talking about the real estate conditions, trends that's going on lately here in Aurora the last month. With us, we have Luis Torres from On Path, and he's talking what he has seen lately, both listing in the buyer side, and I might as well as myself just add a little here and there what I have seen around.
Yes.
So thank you for being here with us.
100%. Thank you for having me. I love talking about real estate and with a fellow agent like yourself.
Thank you. And we have about 10 minutes left to kind of change it up a bit. Mm-hmm. What got you into real estate?
My duties as a father. I'm a father of 5 beautiful kids. Okay. I've been married, 15 years, and my desire innate to provide for my family, and so I took the work ethic that I have, as I was taught by my mother, to work hard every single day, Mexican, and we just work hard with our hands, so we don't mind getting dirty. So that's what got me into real estate. But to translate the skill set of physical labor and turn it into mindset and turn it into my mouthpiece and my ability to convince others. That's where my hammer and my nails, my screws, everything is right there. So yeah, my babies. You know, I you know what I feel, Aaron? This is what drives me every day. I steal from my kids if I don't give them 100% of my efforts. If I am lazy and I don't want to show up to work on time, I'm stealing from them, you know, something that they could have had because their father didn't want to work. That's what drives me every single day. And that's why I got into real estate. I feel I could do that here.
Wow, that's amazing. Boys, girls.
So yeah, 4 girls and 1 boy, special needs.
Okay.
But yeah, they're amazing, man. They teach me every single day, and you know,
What are their ages?
they span from 14 to 2.
Okay, you wanna say hi to them?
Hi. Mwah. And
So-
mwah, mwah, mwah,
so-
mwah.
so
How many
it's-
do I have?
So they said their dad is
Yeah.
is on the podcast. They
Yes.
got something to reference to. You know
Yes.
how kids are. Oh, hey, my dad is
It's my
here."
dad, it's my dad. And then they go back to the games.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You grew up in Aurora, or
Yes.
Yeah,
My wife and I actually were born over here at Mercy Center.
okay?
Same hospital. She just told me recently, even by the same doctor delivered us. That was cool. I was like, I did not know that.
Whoa.
So yeah, I spent half my childhood here in Aurora on the east side. East Aurora High School is where I went to.
Okay.
And then the other 10 years or so of my childhood, I was in the south side of Chicago.
Okay.
I was there by Western and Midway Airport, around that area as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are the areas you cover besides Aurora?
You know what? I mean, if I were a jack of all trades, I would love to go all over, you know, western suburbs. But I specifically want to stay here in the Aurora area because I want to be, like we say, the local expert. It's not. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little passionate here. I used to be a preacher a long time ago too, so
Really?
I could thump the.
Wow.
But it's Aurora, right? The local expert knows the properties that hit the market. They know the price points. They know the inventory. They know how many people show up to every listing, so that you can have an edge. Now, if somebody calls me and says, "Louis, can you list this house over here in Peatone or in Rockford?" Absolutely, yes, I will. But I try to, you know, be the expert in this general area: Aurora, Montgomery, you know, just the 10-mile radius.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Batavia.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to make sure, my goal is to have a conversation by phone with every single person in this area. You know, I try to do about 200 to 300 cold calls every single day, and then follow up with everyone else here. So,
Wow, that's a hard-working agent for you.
is there anything
So
else?
if you're looking for a great agent who will look for your best interests in mind, can you give them your socials, your phone number?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Luis the Broker, Luis the Broker, and Instagram as well, at Luis the Broker. I'm over there every single day uploading videos and just giving some content real estate related. And here and there, if I find something funny, you know, I would like to share it and, you know, give some laughs to all of us who are full of stress and pressure.
Yeah, because we're also human.
Yes,
We're
we
also
are.
human. We like to laugh.
Yes. And finally, the phone number is 630-777-4597.
And the office?
Oh, absolutely. The office, man, we just had a grand opening last year, and we just got an award here from the city of Aurora for the best historical renovation project. So it's 808 North Lake Street here in Aurora. And listen, I mean, when they ask me, like, where's your office at? It's so easy to say. It's right here on Lake Street and right in front of the Dunkin' Donuts they just built. It's across the street, you know, hang out with us a little bit. That facility, I fell in love with it. I'm telling you, Aaron, I used to be with other brokerages before. I'm not going to name them now, but their model was to be more remote, and that threw me out into the world, which wasn't a bad thing. I made a positive out of it, man. But it gets tiring eventually going to Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's and having your whole setup there. It's kind of tough, and then when you're trying to be on the phone, the music's blaring, and it's just very difficult.
True.
You need to have an office where you can perform, and I think in the Spanish one, I think I'll elaborate a little bit more on that one, but you have to have a place where you can feel comfortable and your clients can come and say, that's a good setup. Yesterday,
That plays a big difference.
Oh, I'm telling
Yes.
you, my clients show up to that place and like, this is your office? Whoa. And then I give them a little tour and they're excited about it.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm Path Realty.
Let me just take a look I can't even talk.
Unos comentarios.
Oh, yeah, take a
Comments.
look over here at the comments. If you pop in, Jasmine she's saying East Aurora High School. I believe she also graduated from there. We have
Represent.
Roman Belanciano for Congress. And then just tuning in. So thank you for everyone. Like I said, just keep sharing this podcast with everyone. It's for the community and to help around families be home ownerships,
Yes.
and reach that wealth that is so important and vital in our life. We have a few minutes, about 3 or around there. What would you say makes a good realtor, and that includes transparency, work ethic? What makes it, in your opinion? Because that's one thing that sometimes my friends, they ask me.
Yes.
Hey, do you recommend it? Hey, how is it? Hey, do you make money fast? And not to summarize everything, but just one word, I'm like, you gotta have the hustle.
Yes.
And then, but I'll let you take it from there. What?
I mean, we let our clients speak, right? And we have reviews. You know, you can find me on Google. You can find reviews there, or on Zillow. But what makes a good realtor? Listen, I mean, it's a fact, right? Real estate is full of agents, thousands of agents, right?
Yes.
I mean, even 70% of agents didn't even make a sale. So the other 30%, are out there doing the work. But, we don't just settle for just being the 30%. We want to be the 20%. So what makes a good realtor? It's more than just a pretty face or a cool, social media game.
TikTok.
It's more than that. It's more than dancing. It's more than, looking cool and having all the stuff, right? It's more about what is your work ethic day in and day out. This is a job. Sorry, I gotta preach again.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But this is a job. So this is why we have to find a way to be the purple cow, like Seth Godin said in his book. It's about being different. If you see my Instagram, like the other day, I went to the home buying expo there, and I showed up with like my tie undone, and it was a hot day. I had my button down shirt a little bit.
It was hot.
And I came in there live streaming. And why do I live stream? Why do I put up so many videos that are related to real estate? Because I am leaving a log, a track record of my work that I do. It's not enough to say I'm the hardest working agent. It's about showing him. And Instagram for me, Aaron, is a way to log in my activity day in and day out. So people can see, okay, look, every day he's posting, not just funny memes, vomit. It's not just that. It's about showing the work that you do and showing what's happening in the market. That's it.
True.
So yeah, being diligent.
True.
What do you think is a good realtor?
If I can add, besides the transparency and doing everything by the books, and be as form as possible, my few things I want to say: if I don't know, I will find out, and if I truly don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. I'll guide you to the person who probably knows.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an attorney, I'm not a loan officer, I'm not a home inspector. I'll put you with the right people if they know. So that's something I try to put it out there, because you know how sometimes clients, they ask you other stuff not directly related what we know. And the other thing is the daily grind.
Yeah.
Like you said, we gotta be out there. We gotta treat it like a job.
Yeah.
Because if we think, or someone thinks new in the industry, that deals are just gonna fly from the sky. No, we gotta put the effort. And then it's like that phrase, you reap what you sow, or you sow what you reap. Like,
you ready for another phrase?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, some people just let things happen. We happen to things.
Exactly.
To things.
So, and then you gotta put yourself is your brand. Yeah, you work for a certain company, but the people that want to work with you, they want to work because of you, not because of maybe you're at Remax or Coldwell Banker.
You're the brand.
So you're how you treat your clients. That's how you represent yourself.
Yes.
That's the message you send to the client.
It's what you do after you name yourself. It's not the name, it's not the brand, it's what you do. That's your brand.
Yeah. So
100%.
That's how I try to manage my business.
That's it. That's the way to do it, man. I'm sure your clients love you and they keep coming back and they refer folks to you. Yeah. That's the way to do it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that concludes our State of the Market episode here with Good Morning Aurora. Tune in for next week. Can't remember right now who we have, but I know we have someone.
It'll be great. Yes.
So again, thank you, Luis, for being present.
Yes.
And something you want to say to the public before we leave?
I mean, look, just enjoy the summertime, enjoy the family, and obviously if you're looking to buy a house, you can always reach out to, Aaron himself or myself if you're looking to, make a move, and I'm sure that you can get the best information possible just reaching out to us.
Thank you, guys. We'll see each other next week.
Take care.
Feeling bullied by your bank? Hey, I got a random overdraft fee.
You've reached our main menu. If you're disputing an overdraft fee, please press 4. Or just hang up and call back tomorrow.
Are you pretending to be a robot?
Goodbye.
Stop banking the same way expecting different results and start banking where you matter. Wintrust. Different approach, better results.
YEP gives me a lot of hope for the future, not just here locally, but as those kids go out into the world and they share their perspectives and their passions, it's going to be infectious. It's going to spread. So they're just an amazing organization that sets their partners and this community up for success. The future of this community and honestly the country and the world is